My friend just wanted to watch it. I think he told me that like there's some deal going on with like the Cinemark, or I shouldn't say the name of the restaurant, the theater, but it was some sort of deal happening with like buying the ticket for the movie, and then you get like a special like skin or something in Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
So you did that, then apparently you just never got it. Like you just never. So yeah,
trash.
how's it going, Common Sense Podcast? Welcome to episode 9.
Episode 9
of the Common Sense Podcast.
What's up, everybody?
All right, Peter, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing all right. Just got done writing some raps, some stuff for a competition. I guess it's a competition. There's this little festival going on, and they give the main stage to some rappers to come spit in a little cipher. So I love that. I love freestyling. I love ciphers. I love all that. Shout out to the big homies who out there rapping and stuff. Ryan Leo, I see you. Spitter. But yeah, I'm really excited to try to put my entry in and hoping that I get selected. But yeah, man, I'm feeling good, man. It's been work, been stressing me out, man. They had me working during the Super Bowl, so that really got on my nerves. And somebody walked out on the job.
Really? Wow.
Walked out. And it was the homie too, so it was it was a messed up situation, but stress, that pressure makes diamonds, so I'm with it. I'm ready for it.
Okay.
No,
sorry, that was distracting me.
I didn't know if my brother was gonna walk in either.
Okay, so you reminded me of something. Have you ever heard the AMP cipher?
AMP cipher?
Yeah. No. What's that? It's a YouTuber group or streamer group, and that they're all like they're part of that kind of culture. So they made a cipher, and it's actually kind of fire. Like they do one like every year. So this year was not this year, like last year, because it's been like several months at this point. It's pretty good.
Is it the one that had Kai Cenat in it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have seen
Kevin
that.
Hart?
Oh, I have seen that. Yes, I have seen that. Yes, I have seen that.
What did you think of it?
Not up to my standards.
You don't think any of them
There was
were good?
one guy who sounded good, but then I was watching a reaction to it.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, "Oh, that's Future." I was like, "Oh, that is Future." So it was the best guy who was on it. I forgot his name. He just sounded like Future.
I know them. I don't know who Future sounds like. So there's Duke Dennis. There's Agents.
I think it was Duke Dennis. I think Duke Dennis was one of the best ones.
Tall. He has like a big grill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that guy. Yeah, there's Duke Dennis. There's Phantom. There's Agent. Kai Cenat.
Phantom's hilarious.
Phantom's funny.
I'm gonna say that much. Phantom is a funny guy.
Yeah. The cipher was actually pretty good. Like I liked it. Like I don't listen to it regularly. Like I don't at all. I haven't listened to it in a while. But yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty nice.
Yeah, it was it's a big thing for me when ciphers are like pre-recorded. The way they did it, that format. I feel like ciphers are better when it's just it's on the spot. When it's you can use pre-written stuff. I don't have a problem with pre-written. It's just that pre-recorded style to make it sound better. And they were on the roof. They probably didn't think about how the wind hits the mic. It's just different things that they probably didn't think about that made it that have to go that way. But yeah, I like that type of stuff. I love seeing people spit. Like it shouldn't stop anybody from, if you like the AMP cipher, feel free, go listen to it. I love that. I just love that more people are like into that form of hip hop again. It was very popular when I was growing up. I feel like for the last 10 years, a lot of people haven't liked rapping like that. But now it's good. It's good that it's back in that format.
Did you like Kevin Hart's section?
I love Chocolate Dropper every time.
That's his name?
Yes, Kevin Hart's rap name is Chocolate Dropper.
It's funny.
Yeah, Chocolate Dropper is that's one of the goats, man. So I love Chocolate Dropper every time he gets on mic.
That's funny. Okay, cool. I just want to bring that up. That's been on my mind for a little bit. I'm gonna ask you about that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, so we started off with the Captain America. I watched it a few days ago. I would say like it's about like a 5 out of 10.
I would say it's like a 2 out of 10. But
2 out of 10. Have you watched it?
I don't have to watch it. I already know. It's not worth your money. I would have told you.
Well, yeah, no, I didn't pay for it. My friend did. So
Oh, I was told. Oh, that's sad. You made your friend pay for
I
that.
didn't make my friend. I didn't. I never intended to go. He just said he wanted to go. I said sure. Free ticket, free movie
That's
tickets.
dope, man. Yeah, Captain America 4, guys. Captain America Brave New World. I'm just gonna give you guys advice. Wait for it to come out on streaming. Watch it on Disney Plus if you're paying for Disney Plus, because
Yeah, it's not really worth the movie, the money.
yeah, what was the 5? What makes it a 5? Tell me what makes it a 5.
The 5 was, I think it was Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah, of course.
That guy was funny. My friend didn't know that he was in the movie. So like when he showed up on screen, I was like, because we're watching, Better Call Saul.
Gus.
So I turned to him. I'm like, it's Gus. And then like my friend's like, whoa. Like he looks at me. What? He looks back and it's him right there. He was like,
Yep.
whoa. It was funny. So he was all right. Like he still wasn't Gus, but like,
His presence on screen, it does elevate everything. I agree.
yeah, he wasn't like 100% Gus, but he was like you see bit and pieces of Gus in there for sure. But I think it was all right. I think the movie really suffers from the writing being so terribly mid, like even worse than anime level writing.
So it's mid. So part of the reason it's 5 is because it's just mid at best.
Yeah, it's mid at best.
It's mid. Okay. Because I just want to pull positives
Yeah,
before
sure,
I
sure,
start
sure.
unpacking it.
Okay.
Like what?
So
So
positives.
It was all Giancarlo Esposito that
No.
makes it a 5.
he appears in like 25% of the movie. Like his part of the movie is like
not enough.
25%. Yes, it's not. He's not the major villain. He's like one of the. He's like a middleman for the biggest bad.
Which he deserves to be the major villain. Giancarlo Esposito is an amazing. He portrays villains in an incredible way. He should always be like the main antagonist, in my opinion.
The movie just okay. So the positives, the Red Hulk was pretty cool. Like the actual fight scene,
Yeah.
it was fine. Even then, there's still negatives there. Let's see here. The Falcon, no, not the Falcon. Captain
It's
America.
so hard to compliment this movie.
Captain America, it was cool.
I love Anthony Mackie, so it hurts that he was in this movie.
Is he the actor that plays? Okay,
He's the main actor, yeah.
okay. Then there's the Falcon. There's a new Falcon. Do you know that guy or
There's a new Falcon?
like someone takes the mantle of Falcon?
Tell me that's a white guy.
No,
No, who was it? Okay, yeah.
It's
I don't know. I didn't know that. That was a new Falcon.
I can't tell if it's a white guy with. Okay, so he looks like he could be Mexican. He's more Mexican.
Sick.
Yeah, he has like my kind of nose, pointy in the brown
Is
curly
he,
hair.
is
Dark-
he
dark-
triangle or box shaped? Which one?
He's triangle for sure.
Okay, he's triangle.
He has like black curly hair, so I don't think he's white. He could be white, but like I'm leaning more towards Mexican. Yeah, he's the new Falcon. He's
I
like
had no idea.
essentially just Spider-Man, but like he with the Falcon. That's just it.
Okay, so now they're just handing down the mantles like that. Okay, that's interesting. Wow, yeah, we can stop doing positives at this point because
Okay.
that one got on my nerves, and
What the
that's
Falcon?
where the fact that they handed down Falcon to somebody, it's like
It's not bad. I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily.
these names aren't just mantles, and that's what's crazy. Even about like Captain America, that one is a mantle in the sense that the government. He's like Captain America is portrayed as like a piece of the government.
Yeah, that's one of the things in the movie that it's one of the other side characters who's I don't think I've ever seen this character before, but apparently like he was like the new Captain America's like old training buddy. He was one of the super soldiers.
Yeah.
Was he in the MCU before?
They've done so much. You had to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
So there could be multiple characters from that series that are in the show, which is a misstep. It's a writing misstep.
It was
in my
the
opinion.
character. There's gonna be spoilers for this. For basically, it was a character that he was locked up for 30 years, something like that. He's also black, older, super soldier.
Yeah, he came out of Winter Soldier.
Okay, he was that guy. He didn't like how Captain America or the actual guy being Captain America was working for the government. Like, so that's a big plot point there. And what else? I don't want to spoil too much. Are you gonna even watch it or?
I'm waiting for it to come out. You can spoil away.
Okay.
Because I'm only gonna watch it out of spite.
Okay.
I only watched Captain Marvel 2 out of spite. I watched the Eternals with optimism. The Eternals came out in 2022, 2021.
They do address the giant hand in the head.
Right, and I know that that's a big part of it. So I watched the Eternals with optimism and was let down so much that I think that's the movie that really killed my enthusiasm for Marvel. And then of course there's Thor: Love and Thunder. There's there's not Ragnarok. Ragnarok's excellent. There's Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange 2. Like it's just they pooped all over those movies.
I would say comparing the two movies, Multiverse of Madness and this movie, Multiverse beats that for sure. I think it's just more fun overall.
Wow.
I think I like the more creative aspects of the Multiverse of Madness. Like you see all the colors, like the cool different universes. That to me is like what I like a lot. This movie, it was cool in like a more gritty sense, and I could have got behind it if.
Yep.
One of the things that I don't like is just like they're afraid to have realistic fights and have realistic like gunfights, because it's like, yeah, they use guns and stuff like that, but it's like all the bullets miss. Like there's no like consequences to firing all these guns and stuff like that. So it's like a Nerf battle. You know, like what are we doing here? And then they have like all these tiny little stabby knives. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I want to see guts ripped out. You know, like that kind of thing. I think.
Yeah, and that's the tough thing about a gritty movie. It was supposed to be like. Have you seen a movie like Enemy of the State?
No.
Have you seen? It's supposed to be like an action thriller. Mm-hmm. There's Olympus Has Fallen with Gerard Butler. You ever seen that?
No.
Man. So yeah, the style of movie they're trying to introduce the Marvel audiences to, it's a misstep in the sense that the prior Captain Americas were not like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they should have kept the same tone that all the other Captain America movies had, which was there's a lot of cameos. That's good. It's very lighthearted, very patriotic, but I believe because of the cynicism in modern cinema towards American patriotism, that it really made them stray away from doing what they did in Captain America the First Avenger. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, go back and watch.
I haven't seen any of. I've only ever seen in the MCU the Spider-Man movies, Endgame and Infinity War, the Guardian movies, and
those are good ones.
Avengers, the one with the
Infinity War.
Ultron.
Age of Ultron.
I've seen that because my sister was into Marvel at the time, and everything before that, I have no idea who these people are.
So Age of Ultron has a very similar tone to what the first Captain America movie had, and what you see in them experimenting with the styles. The coolest thing that Marvel did was they did all these different styles of movies. They have they tried with this movie called Wolf at Midnight. They had this horror movie where it was like a 50 styles horror movie. WandaVision, the first episode is like an old 50s show. So they love to like diversify the style in which the MCU can be seen in. Mm-hmm. So they were going for like a gritty espionage James Bond type of movie. Okay. You've seen James Bond? No. You're familiar with James Bond?
I'm familiar with it, but I've never
seen familiar with James Bond. At least you're familiar with it. Man, we need recommend some movies for Adrian, please. Adrian needs to see some movies. First, Captain America: First Avenger. I recommend it. You'll like it. It's a good movie. It's Chris Evans' best movie as Captain America. Mm-hmm. And so, did they have Chris Evans come out at all?
No.
Big misstep.
Chris Evans is the guy that initially played Captain America. Yeah, no.
Not even as an old man. Nothing. They didn't do anything. That's such a misstep. So I think that's the biggest thing this movie's suffering from. It's so disconnected from its prior releases. But
I think they do reference it. They're like, because it's like there's that one scene where it's like, you're not Captain America. Like you weren't that guy, and then he's like all this other stuff. Like they do reference him a lot. So he's very much still an impact, and I think it's about the new Captain America trying to live up to the old one. Yeah. Which I think that's okay. Like that makes it feel more connected to the universe. So it's like, okay, there's actual effects and problems here. The president of the movie,
Big Harrison Ford,
wow,
legend.
It's kind of on the nose after everything that's going on right now.
They're trying to make him be like.
No, it's just like they said, oh, we got to stick together. Like the president is saying, we got to stick together in this tough time, and then it's like, okay, man, like. It's just kind of on the nose when it comes to like the reality of things.
It's writing, man.
Yeah. But he was all right. I kind of got tired of him, to be honest. He felt, because I've heard of people review this movie and say like he was like the most like a dynamic character of the film, like probably like the best character of the film.
Wow.
I didn't care too much. I would have liked it if he was more one dimensional in a sense. I didn't like his emotional struggles. I didn't care for any of it. Like, cause I don't know this person before. This is the first time I've ever seen this character in this MCU. Apparently, he was in another series. I think in the MCU.
They recasted.
Okay.
The issue they're having is Harrison Ford got paid a bag to be Indiana Jones. He got paid a lot of money. So Indiana Jones did not get the return on investment that they paid him.
Yeah.
So they put him in Captain America as the president. So that's as somebody who just pays attention to everything going on in the MCU. That's what I understand is happening.
Okay.
But Harrison Ford is just he's an old man. So it's really hard to get an old man to emote on camera. It's really hard to put him next to high-level actors like Giancarlo Esposito, like Anthony Mackie. Did The Winter Soldier come out in that movie? My lord, this movie is trash. And
No, he did.
He did. Okay, thank you. He better come out in that movie.
That's Bucky, right?
Yes, Bucky.
He did come out in the movie.
Good. Was he in? How much screen time did he get?
It was a cameo.
That's sad. Yeah, so this movie is a follow-up to the Disney Plus series Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
The fact that it's a follow-up to that, but you cut out one half of the series.
Yeah.
It's just such bad writing. It's all man. You messed up big time with this one.
I think it also suffered from just really quick pacing. Like the conversations happen really quick. Like the lines are quick and choppy. It's typical Marvel dialogue.
Right.
So it was nothing special in that sense. And I think the fight scenes were kind of fun, I guess, but it was still more grounded. There's no like big superhero fights. It's just like besides the Red Hulk and Captain Falcon, Captain America.
Captain Falcon.
There was like a dog fight, like where the giant the head and the hand is. Like there's because the plot is like Japan, whatever other countries, America are trying to get into this place for a specific reason, and so they almost come close to like a war, and Captain America has to now take down like these Japanese jets, being like, no, we don't want to fight. No, he started to take out both American and Japanese jets, because two of the jets went rogue, so they're trying to like, trying to like de-escalate the situation. So there's that going on, which is it's an alright fight. It's like what? It's I think it's bogged down by everything else in the movie. If the movie, everything else in the movie was like just better, like this fight would be like, okay, yeah, this is a great scene. This is awesome. But like the context around it in the actual meta of the movie it's yikes.
The movie was reshot 6 times.
Yeah, I heard that too. So that's probably it.
That's why it's so choppy. MCU dialogue is kind of quippy and jokey, which that was something that in the MCU in its heyday, that was still an issue they had. However, the reason it's so choppy now, including in Multiverse of Madness, including all these movies that you've seen come out recently, it's because of the reshoots. Mm-hmm. If a movie gets reshot this many times, especially before the release date, it's gonna be like disorienting when you hear it. Doesn't sound like a real conversation.
I think they have so much money where it's like, okay, we should not be having these problems. Like you can reshoot as many times as you want, but the final cut should be like top notch A grade stuff. And it's just, why are we wasting all this money for?
Why do we have a problem pushing these movies back till 2028 so they can come out? We're good. Like, why do we have this problem? Like, it doesn't make sense. The thinking is super weird in Hollywood, and I think that's the issue with the fast food culture, the instant gratification stuff. It's like, oh, we're supposed to make $1 billion off it now. It's like, bro, that's not how movies work. Like, this is commodification destroying the art, sadly, And can you tell me how the fight scene went? How long was the fight scene between the Red Hulk and Captain Black Falcon?
Captain Black Falcon. That's crazy.
Have you seen a Key Peele?
I've seen Key Peele, yeah.
There's this skit where it's like they're like the Power Rangers, and they're all in ships.
Oh, I've seen that. I think I've seen
Black
that,
Falcon. Yeah. And then he's like, I'm green. But it's a black guy. Black Falcon. And so that's a joke that I've seen Neurotic make. Talk about Captain Black Falcon.
Okay, so the fight scene, it was pretty short. Not short. It's like the final battle of the movie.
It's the whole reason people went to watch it.
It was a actually no, it wasn't that. It was like a good mid-sized fight scene.
Five,
What do you mean five?
5 minutes,
Not 5 minutes. No, no, no. This is like the final battle. So this one was like the longest, I guess, fight
10
scene.
minutes.
I can't. I don't know. I don't know how long it was, but I know it was like a good sized fight. It wasn't like a short one.
Okay.
Like there's a lot of destruction going on. Red Hulk going crazy. One of my biggest things is like, why are we having the Red Hulk here and not the actual Hulk? I want to see like the Hulk fight the Red Hulk. Like, there's no like visual connection to like why this guy is a Red Hulk in the
Thank
first
you
place,
so much.
other than like some lore that about the main villain as well.
You enhanced the movie 1,000 times.
Yeah, like I was like, okay, we're gonna see Red Hulk. What's his connection with the Green Hulk? And they do explain that, but it's also like, why don't we have him in the movie?
Why not just Bruce Banner?
Especially
why not?
Especially because the main villain has connections with Bruce Banner. You know what I mean? So it's like, what do we?
It's thank you for describing that for me.
Yeah.
Was it believable the way Captain Falcon won?
No, people have problems with it.
Contrived? Did you have a problem with it?
I mean, I didn't care too much. I was
You were out.
no, I was like I didn't care for the dialogue, so like my brain was already off when it came to him speaking and all that stuff. So I just wanted to see like the cool fight scenes, whatever they can do. I was hoping to see more. I don't know. I don't know what I was even expecting, because that's like the final last minutes of the movie. And I was like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to like expect anymore. Like this is
No build up.
Yeah.
Or not like
It's a nothing burger.
fractured. Oh, that's sad.
It's a nothing burger of a movie. But okay, so
That's sad.
this is I've heard it described as in how Black Widow talked down Hulk in the beginning in whatever movie. So it was.
But what? We're building a love connection
No.
between Red Hulk and Black Falcon. What are we doing?
It was just Captain America was just like, look, you don't want to do this. Think about your family, and then he's like, oh, shrinks.
Oh, he got him less mad to beat him.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's not what I was hoping would happen. But okay, that makes sense.
But
No, that's unfulfilling to me.
But the fight itself, I think it was the best part of the movie. The fight itself.
How many punches did Captain Falcon take from the Red Hulk?
He got a good beating. I'm pretty sure.
He got hit directly by the Red Hulk.
Pretty sure he did. Yeah.
He did.
I can't think of like a specific because I don't know, like.
That was a whack fight.
I'm pretty like. I'm sure they did that. Like he probably was like throwing around and stuff like that too. Like there's a moment where I was like, damn, this guy might die actually. No.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have died, but like there's a moment like I thought like it was really cool and interesting because the Red Hulk had him by the head. So I was like that's crazy.
He's dead. He should be dead.
I forget how he came out of it, but
the Red Hulk even put his finger on him, he would kill him.
Yeah.
That's like too much strength.
Yeah.
Imagine getting hit by like who's the biggest person you know?
no.
The biggest person you've seen in real life. How's that?
Oh, yeah, I can think of somebody.
Imagine if they big booted you to the face. Do you
Yeah,
think
no,
you're
that
gonna be able to take that?
Oh, GG's.
That's a
Yeah.
lot of power compared to you know? And the whole wow. Trash, Disney. Trash.
It's a nothing burger. And what else? There was like some other problems too, but it was like meh.
Because even Steve Rogers, the best Captain America, wouldn't stand a chance against Hulk. Wouldn't, because he's just a human.
Yeah.
Even the best super soldier isn't standing up to a Hulk, bro. Because those fools their anger is times their strength is too much. It's just gods can't even hang with the Hulk.
Yeah.
So it's like Steve Rogers, Captain America is nothing like that.
It's also weird because like there are points in the film where it's like that's pretty dark. Like some guy like kills two prisoners with a gun and then like gun to mouth. It doesn't show it on camera, but cuts away and then boom. So like that's like the darkest point of the film for me, and I was like, oh damn, they might do something here. But no, that's like the most shocking part of the film. That was just one section right there.
What was the cutscene?
What do you mean that scene specifically?
No, well, I get how everything's disjointed. I don't even care about the plot of this movie anymore. What was the ending credit scene?
Ending credit scene. Captain America, the current one, goes to whatever secret base in the ocean, right? Because that's a thing.
So okay.
Falcon.
Falcon.
Speaking to the main villain of the movie, and the main villain's like, I will return or
The
something
dude
like
with
that.
his brain out or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy's like, oh, what are you gonna do? It's something where he makes a thing that says like there's more planets or worlds coming to get the world. And he's like, you better watch out. There's me more people coming.
I'm gonna cry. Okay, so this is a
And
they
that's it.
better not. Okay, so that's setting up something called World War Hulk.
Really? Wow.
It's supposed to, but I don't want it anywhere near this movie. Please don't, Marvel. Just scrap this. Just destroy everything. There's something called a Battle World also coming, and this has to do with Doctor Doom.
Interesting. Oh yeah, because Doctor Doom, I've heard about
Because
that for
Doctor
sure.
Doom's around. Did they hint Doctor Doom at all in this movie?
I couldn't tell you if they did
Okay.
because I'm on the Marvel head, so they probably made a reference. I can't.
This is
I don't.
why-
I have no
okay.
idea. I genuinely have no idea. So
This is why I gotta watch it then. See, I just gotta watch it to see how they're trying to bridge it. But because I know in Captain Marvel they're bridging X-Men to Captain Marvel.
oh, there is X-Men stuff in there. I try to
course.
keep that away from you.
I already knew, bro. I already
What-
know what
What
they
do you know?
they're. Well, I know that Disney's in the pooper.
Well, I know they're trying. I know they're actively making X-Men stuff, but like they
They want
they
X-Men.
kickstart stuff in this movie though.
The way X-Men 97, great show. The way X-Men 97's been dominating their streaming service,
Mhm.
they see that that's the only thing people are gravitating to.
Yeah.
So they're going to put X-Men in everything. All their movies, they're going to insert X-Men. X-Men,
Yeah.
X-Men, X-Men, X-Men. And with Fantastic Four, they're trying to insert they're trying to do a hard reset while at the same time keeping all the things they have. They should just kill the past. Like the way Fox did it with Deadpool versus Wolverine. They destroyed the past and now they're on to new things, you know? So they got to just kill off all this. Everything we saw in Captain America 4, they just got to get rid of all of it because it's not worth it anymore. Thank
Okay.
you, bro. It's destroying the story. But thank you for that insight.
They are setting up X-Men though. Like this is a step one movie for X-Men. There's stuff in there.
This is step 1.
There's a step one in there, in the movie. For X-Men.
Was Wanda in there at all?
No, not Wanda.
Then they suck.
I just don't want to spoil it for you because I think that might be the.
No,
most
just tell
significant-
me. You can
I don't
tell
want to tell you. You gotta watch it now.
I'm not gonna go watch it. I'll find out later then. I'll watch it on YouTube or something. But thank you for putting your life on the line and watching this movie.
Yeah, I was gonna die in there. I was like,
It was so hard for me to go watch to even bring myself to want to watch it.
yeah.
But yeah, that's a crazy thing going on there, man. So please, Marvel fans, let us know, how do you feel about Captain America: Brave New World? Because I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't want to see it.
At one point in the movie, they say the words "Brave New World," but I forget what even the context was.
It's the Family Guy joke.
I guess so. I don't know. Yeah, that's where it's like, oh, you said the movie.
Yeah. Oh, he
This
said
is
it.
Call of Duty: Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah. Oh, he said it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, moving on from that dumpster fire.
So I've been trying to do some more streaming stuff when it comes to my YouTube and stuff like that. I've been trying to stream daily. That's a thing for me. I used to do that a lot more often, but I've been trying to stream daily. It's like an hour, 2 or 3 per day. It's pretty fun. I like it a lot. It's just I'm realizing now that what I want to do is more high quality stuff daily. Because when it's streaming daily, it's like, you know, okay, it's me playing a game and it's like nothing really going on. What I want to do is upload videos daily,
Right.
which is like the whole Casey Neistat thing. Ludwig did that a while ago too. He uploaded like 3 years ago at this point. He uploaded daily, and I've been just getting the urge to just upload videos daily, like editing videos, getting them out daily, and just doing that. I've been getting the real urge to do that, so I'm planning on doing that in the future. I'm just struggling with like ideas. How's the workflow gonna look like? That kind of thing. So yeah.
How is it affecting you to like put in that much work in front of a camera when you're just doing things that you like enjoy to do in your personal life?
Affecting me. That's interesting. I mean, at this point, I'm in a spot where it's like a lull, where like I've already developed the skills I need and the comfortability on camera that like when I turn on the camera, I don't feel anything. Like I'm like, okay, we're live. Let's do this. Like again, I think I turn up the knob in a sense when I try to, at least when it comes to my expressions, or you can barely see it in the camera, but like
We need to see the acting chops, man. We need
Yeah.
to see that. We need to see like the way I think Mr. Beast has like the cheese. He pours on the cheese when he's in front of the camera. You know,
Yeah.
like wow, it's so
Yeah.
amazing to
So
see.
there's a bit of that. I can definitely do that, but it's like when the way I'm doing it now, it's just like I just turn on the VOD and I start recording. One of the things that I need to do is like I need to plan segments for in my streams that'll specifically become YouTube videos. And if I don't do that, then I'm just like this the entire time. Hey guys, we're gonna play this game today. So I don't plan on making that a video, but I try to like be like, hey guys, today we're doing this, and that's when I'm gonna make that into a video. So I can do that definitely. Like that's a skill you have to work on because you got to say the right thing, have the right mannerisms. You got to like know the timing, and you have to think of the video as you're actually doing it, so that way you know what you're gonna do when you start editing it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just something interesting. The reason I really like rapping and stuff is I don't have to do a lot of that stuff on camera.
Yeah.
I get to do it away from it. I can recluse, and I can kind of get into my own space. But in exposing myself and through the camera now, not any weird way. Don't you dare. But in
Patreon content, guys, come on.
We don't do that stuff. But in Patreon content, without Patreon, in being in front of the camera so much, I'm finding a new respect for people who have to, like, as you said, like, get animated and turn it up, and like figure out how to like get people's attention and keep them gripped, because it's just like you're turning up all your characteristics to another place. Yeah, and sometimes it's beyond who you actually are as a person.
Sometimes, yeah, people. The way I've seen the other YouTubers describe it, it's just like it's not that they're being fake, but it's just like they have to like. You just kind of have to like be open to the camera, just be willing to accept that.
Yes, you got to be open to it.
And it's interesting because whenever like I see like, I compare like YouTubers like to normal people, where it's like when you turn the camera on, the other one's like, hey guys, and then the other one, when you turn the camera to the normal person, they're like, yeah, so today this is my house right here. He paid me $1 million to live in it. I don't know. So like there's like a real stark difference in like how people react to the camera, and to me that's always interesting to see, because like that reminds me, I found this YouTube channel of this guy posting videos that he recorded like 20-30 years ago, like in the 19 somethings, and it's really interesting, and it's like they have all the crazy like the floofy hairstyles, and it's like
that whack 90s style,
and it's so fun to see because I wasn't alive at that time, so it's like seeing how people like acted and like their mannerisms and their speech patterns. It's so cool. Like I'm sure if I show that to my dad, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, those were the days." Because like they're having all those like cool like cars that you'd see like in Greece, right?
Yeah.
So like I think my dad would love that. But like, yeah, like just the difference in how people react to the camera.
The camera does a weird thing to like. It cuts in to the conversation or the event happening. So it's a very, it's a interesting experience to be on this side of it, because I think I watched so much TV, I watched so much movies. Now through what the streamers you're telling me about, I'm trying to do my due diligence, because I'm interested in the things you're doing, but I'm also interested in just learning on getting better on my end, because I can respect the way people grab my attention to it. I know I love some of my favorite YouTubers are FD Signifier. He's somebody who he has a lot of opinions on like cultural thing. He gives the black experience to a lot of stuff, but he talks about hip hop a lot. He talks about movies a lot. He talks about entertainment a lot. So I love to watch him, and he's very good at being eloquent and still not seeming fake, seeming like you're really getting the real version of him. But he takes time to like talk about the meme culture of stuff and really deliver jokes. Yeah. I love Anthony Fantano because he's so good at like being a chameleon between trolling people. He's a music reviewer, and he has whole videos where like Drake personally sent him something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he responded to what Drake said, and it was talking about like a cooking recipe. So he did a whole 8-minute video just talking about food recipes and using that to respond to Drake. So he's trolling him and his whole audience.
That's funny.
Who take him too serious. And so I want to really take that from some of my favorite YouTubers, how they they're really themselves, but they know how to turn up the right parts of themselves to 10, because it's uncomfortable sometimes being in front of the camera.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but how do you with streaming for 3 hours? Because that's a whole different thing. I love how we edit stuff, man. And I'm all for, if you guys want to see podcasts for longer durations of time and you want to see live streams, let us know, like put in the comments, share this so we can get more subscribers up, because that's going to cost money. That's going to cost time if you want to see all that. I like the editing format that we do, because now it allows us to be free. I can mess up.
Yeah.
I can stutter. I can drink this, and
Mm-hmm.
Adrian can get it out of the way if he wants,
Yeah.
But I think what I'm asking is, with streaming, when you're live up in front of the stream, especially playing video games, how do you maintain like tone? How do you even think of like what the video is gonna look like? Do you just forget about the camera at one point, or like what's your process for that?
How do I maintain? That's an interesting thing. I think it's just setting up the tone beforehand. Like, you have to know your tone, and like what tone is like more about like consistency. Like, am I being consistent with how my stream looks, how I sound, how I act? Because and one time I'm like, hey guys, welcome to the stream. And the next time I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, that's two different tones right there, and people don't.
Playing Loon's Legends, mother trucker.
Yeah.
That caught me. It had me
That's funny.
tuned into
That's funny.
stream.
That's part of my tone, where it's just like I like to say that stuff. I like that's my humor. If you're watching my stream, you're gonna know like I say some just weird stuff, like just mother trucker. What the frick, like that kind of stuff. Like, that's my kind of theme. And that's not even me playing it up. That's what I actually say. I say that to my friends while we're watching Better Call Saul. Like, that's not like a facade. So just being consistent with yourself and your branding, your tone, that's what helps people stick to like what you put out. And what was I saying about the question? I forget.
I was just saying, how do you
think of the video, like,
yeah, how do you even know what it's gonna look like? Because I have a friend who was doing streaming, but his streams were very boring because he didn't know how to respond to people.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things for me, is that I had a friend who also streamed, and then what I didn't like about his stream was that whenever someone would chat in his chat, he would respond to it, but you wouldn't know if he's responding to it. Because what I do in my streams is that I read out the comments before I respond to it, and that's what helps people understand, like, okay, he's responding to me now. When you don't you don't say the comment out loud before, people are not going to know what you're talking about. People don't know what you're responding to. And that's very important for me as a YouTuber, or like as a viewer, because when I'm watching that guy, when I used to watch that guy's streams, like I would like type in, or anyone's stream like where they don't read out the comment, I'm instantly like it's like turned off. Like, I don't know if you're responding to me or if you're responding to someone else. Right. I can't tell. So that's a tip for me. Read the comment before you respond to it out loud.
That's an A1 tip right there. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I know that on the Whatever podcast, one of the most annoying things is they have the super chat going, and right in the middle of a conversation, they'll cut a sound will happen, and then they'll start like using a voice to read out the super chat.
Yeah.
But it's annoying. It breaks up the conversation. It makes it like hard to. I mean, most of the people on there have annoying statements themselves and don't give very fluid conversations. That's what happens when you're getting those adult models to talk in mass. But it's really an art the way you do it, because I did feel more connected to your stream as you were like, whenever I'd respond, you'd like read it out, and then I feel like the other people started getting to know me too. You know, and
that's how community is built. Like people will hear your words being spoken, they feel heard, and then as well they want to stay and be continuously heard. So like that's how a conversation starts. I do have the AI voice too. It's really funny because it'd be like Obama speaking to me, like, Adrian, you gotta play this balloon here, you gotta play this monkey here, and for me that's funny. Like, I was trying to figure that out. That would be really dope. It's there. It's on Twitch. It's on both Twitch and YouTube. What sucks is that YouTube, there's no free version, so you gotta pay to have the AI voice. But on Twitch you can do it free currently. So
shout out Twitch.
But it's funny though. It's a funny thing. So I like that a lot. And there's not many people there anyway, so not a big deal.
That leaves room for a good segue. So YouTube, YouTube's an interesting place, man. So the reason that I love that Adrian was the genius behind getting the Patreon going, guys. The reason I really love Patreon is they give you like a lot more reign over what you put out. There's a lot less censorship towards what you're doing, and it feels very easy to make. That's why I like making these. I make these more geared for our Patreon stuff, man, because I feel like the people who wanna watch us are gonna be on there. They're gonna come and they're gonna go through. Shout out to our YouTube followers and people on IG, everybody, whatever platform you're seeing us on. Thank you. We also got TikTok back, but
we did get TikTok,
and I got my TikTok back on my phone, so we'll talk about that later. But with YouTube, I feel like YouTube's doing their best to push people off their platform sometimes. And
yeah, you could say that. Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about that, but they are the biggest platform, so they have. I get why they have a lot of moderation, but they've done so much to like to for the censorship to really hurt the quality of videos, you know, and the way they use their ads is annoying. Yeah. My lord, it makes it hard to just watch a video, man. How do you feel about YouTube as far as on the creator end?
Right now, making? I think YouTube is doing its. I think YouTube is just like, it's so big now. Like I don't have a real complaint. Like again, I make gaming videos. Like I don't get affected as much by censorship.
That's
I do believe that YouTube, because it's so large, they care about like what it's on their platform. In a sense, like this goes back to like the first adpocalypse, right? Where people were doing whatever. I don't know the specifics. I wasn't around. I wasn't alive. No, I was alive, but like I wasn't too ingrained in the culture because like I was like 5, right? So like the first adpocalypse was like advertisers pulling out of YouTube, and all the YouTubers like getting like very little money off their videos, and so YouTube had to rework how their system works to make advertisers comfortable on their platform, which means they don't want to be associated with, they don't want their ads associated with like political videos and stuff like that.
Right.
So there's that, I guess. I think right now the censorship, it depends. Like if you're obviously spouting hate, I think there's a real, you should be deleted and you should be censored. But it's kind of inconsistent because YouTube they like to ban people, yet they don't ban other people. Yeah. And that comes into question where it calls into question like their integrity. Like, do they care about the money? Do they care about their platform? Like, what's going on? People don't really know. And so I think that's my answer to that question.
Yeah, and it's an interest. I think we were talking about it before we came on camera about like the that word you just said. You know, that PDF file.
Yeah.
I hear PDF. You know, I don't have a problem with PDFs. I like PDF.
You should rephrase that, brother. You should rephrase
Yes,
that.
You see how now I can't even talk about I don't even know what the document is because now we've mistaken what a pedophile is versus a PDF file.
Well, so no, it's contextual.
This is the stuff that I want to bring up. You feel me? Yeah, definitely. You can cut out whatever you need to because I don't want that. I do not want my words to that.
No, it was just it was contextual because when I bring up pedophile and you say I like PDF files, that's a weird thing. I know you don't believe that, but like
because you know what I'm talking about, correct?
I do know what you're talking about.
File on your phone?
No, you could. No, you did not bring that.
I love those files.
No, you can't say that. No,
this is crazy.
No, look, I get it. I get what you mean, but it's contextual. You need to understand when you say that after I say this, that's what is the problem.
Hey, I get you, but this is why
this is phrasing. This is
why I'm doing all this.
Let me explain. Let me explain a bit more. Okay,
I'm trolling you, bro. I'm really trolling you at this point, but it's I do not like the fact that YouTube has gone so hard with censoring, like you say, like censorship isn't bad. The censorship is bad because they're contorting words. It's at the point where we have to go to somebody's Patreon in order to get the full context of what they're saying, in order to get certain full-length videos in the way that they were meant so that we can understand messaging, because now messaging is all messed up as far as just on a speaking level, because the term PDF file gives you so much like
no, it's not that. It's not that. I think for one, it's censorship because there's obviously sensitive people that can't take the word that. I think for me, again, I don't care that you said PDF file. It's the context. Let me explain by that. It's the context of the situation. I could say, yeah, I was using a PDF file on my computer. That's fine. But when you say I love the PDF files, like that is can be taken out of context. That's a little weird.
Yeah.
Again, in the context of the conversation, we know now that that's not what you meant. Obviously, we know that for 100% for sure.
And it's because there's a hypersensitivity around the LGBTQ community that's now adapting pedophilia into it. So like that's one of the biggest issues. That really is a part of this conversation.
Yeah.
Where now when somebody says anything close to liking stuff like that, they can get lumped into a group that wasn't meant for them at all.
Yeah.
And it's strange. It's such a strange thing in this world that's happening. And that's why like I have to learn what that term PDF means. You feel me? PDF, the computer file you save. Because now we're bending things where we don't even understand like logical conversation. Now we're so scared to even say the term pedophile that we can't label things how they're supposed to be labeled, because that word should have a connotation to it, because that word was never meant to be something good.
It's not.
That word was always meant to be evil.
Yeah.
And the way that they're trying to lump it in with lesbian, gay, bisexual, those things, we can just from a logical standpoint see that's not evil. The act is evil, from a biblical concept, from a spiritual concept. People to people, sexual attraction is what it is. That's not evil. But then we start peeling that back and we start seeing that there's this like the goal is not a good thing. And that's this whole point of what I'm talking about with the censorship of YouTube. The end goal of YouTube censorship is not a good thing, because we definitely see that from the whole time with the Covaggio situation, COVID. I have to find different ways to say COVID, so I started saying Covaggio, macaroni, the Roni virus. I had to say all these different things because you couldn't say coronavirus without your video getting demonetized and getting banned in some senses and getting strikes on your videos for saying these things. And so this type of sense, so that's like those words are equal, coronavirus and pedophilia. It's like, doesn't even make sense in the end. Like, why are you censoring a sickness, but also censoring? So that now we don't even understand what the censorship is really meant. Now there's no logical movement towards what's happening, and that's what I bring up about YouTube, bro. Is like it's such a bad place for creators, because the speech is being affected, but now even our minds are all thrown off, because like we can't even get on the right page of what's okay and what's not, what's good and what's bad, what's right, what's wrong. It throws off common sense completely. Yeah, and I'm not sure what their what the motivation is to censor, especially censoring smaller pages. That's the biggest thing we see. I think there's a lot of bigger pages that get leeway on what was the term, misinformation.
I think there's definitely, that's right. There is misinformation out there, definitely. That's for me. That's why I bring up it calls into question their integrity when it comes to their advertisers. Because these big guys, they make a ton of money. You don't want to ban these big guys, that kind of thing. I don't think they would ban Mr. Beast. Would they ban?
But hasn't he done enough? Wasn't there enough controversy to get him banned based off of these things that we're seeing?
There wasn't, because a lot of it was allegations, and he never spoke publicly. Once he speak publicly about it,
that was the key.
Yeah, I think that because he never actually addressed many of it really, and the stuff that was coming out about him with the guy that was making those videos, like those were all allegations, and nothing really was brought to light. That guy faded out of obscurity. I was thinking about him the other day. I was like, okay, what happened to this guy? The third video that he posted was deleted or removed, privated, whatever. So like that calls into question how much of it was real. While I did believe a good chunk of what he said, I think because Mr. Beast never said anything, he never spoke publicly about it. Like they kind of just faded into obscurity. It sucks, right? Because then we don't see any justice or like what's the truth. And again, is it really our business in the first place? But also,
that's true. That's a good point.
But it's also just like we don't want like some bad stuff happening. We don't want to be supporting these things. And so would they ban Mr. Beast?
I think we're gonna see, like with his I know with his food products, a lot of the ingredients in his food products that he has, his candy, all that, is gonna get banned in the US.
Really?
Yeah. So that's what currently Robert Kennedy Jr. is going after, like getting a lot of food, getting us healthier. So we'll see how YouTube handles that when they're sponsoring people who are doing these business ventures that are literally hurting all of America and are counterculture to what they're trying to do at a government level. Because I think a lot of the coronavirus stuff, a lot of the censoring of pedophilia has a lot to do with political leanings. So we'll see how that works when we find out a lot of the top YouTubers have ad revenue coming from the worst from the worst parts of business that are actively making us sick, actively promoting things like pedophilia, actively promoting certain things that are like nefarious, you know. So, but that has to come to light, you know. That has to all be shown, you know. And thank you for entertaining that conversation at all. You know, I know it's a heavy conversation, and YouTube, thank you for giving us a space. We don't, you know, I'm not dumb to that, or we use your space because a lot of eyes are on YouTube, you know. But you know, help us out with the algorithm. We're only getting like 10 views on some videos, so hook it up if you want us to bash you. But moving on, you know, I did want to, before we wrap it up, I wanted to discuss a biblical topic. It was going to be different Bible topic, but based off the conversation, I really wanted to cover this Bible verse real quick, you know, to feed our Christian audience, the homies who love the Bible, and to enlighten the homies who are listening in on the conversation right now and everything that we've been talking about. In Luke 8, in verse 17, it says, "For there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be known or brought out into the open. Therefore, consider carefully how you listen. Whoever has will be given more. Whoever does not have, even what they think they have will be taken from them." So everything done in the darkness will be brought to light. And I think that's one of the main reasons I've turned into a Christian, why I claim Christianity at all, is because I know the things that I've done in my past and done. Not everything is squeaky clean. That there's things that I've gone through that I didn't handle well, whether on an emotional state, whether in how I've handled finances, whatever. You can bring all of that together, and I have a lot of things that I've done in darkness that when brought to light, people will probably think differently of me. People will probably hate me. People will probably look down upon me. And one of the best things happening in the world right now is so much of the darkness is being brought to light. And for people living in the light, I think we're very happy. I think we're very, very optimistic to see evil get exposed and to see the world get flipped into a state that is probably righteous, you know? What do you think about that scripture, Adrian?
I don't know. I think it's great to be living in the light, like to not be afraid of like
Right.
whatever past or history. I mean, as a Christian, you don't need to be afraid because you know Christ has got you regardless of what you've done. And I think that's very much humbling and beautiful, and I'm very thankful for, because you know it just sucks to have like regrets and stuff that you did.
Right.
Like I don't want to be defined by these. I want to be better and grow, and you can't really do that. At the very least, like without like the headspace to accept that you know you've been forgiven. I think without Christ, it's very difficult to be like forgiving yourself
Right.
and accepting that you were beyond what you did in your past. You're beyond what you did in your past. For one, if you're trying to improve and be better, it's another thing if you are still doing the same things,
Right.
not trying to be better, not trying to be
Right.
you know improve yourself, and that's two very major distinctions. So like for those that are struggling with their lives right now, like whether they're doing stuff right now or there's stuff in the past that they regret, like you're not defined by that. You can continue to move forward and be better. I believe with Christ. I think Christ is key.
Right. I think that's a key thing to see, is like getting better. It's not just exposing it and then continuing to do it. I think that's what we need in the world right now. A lot of things are getting exposed, whether it's what's happening with the whole Doge thing, whether it's what's happening with government aid getting stripped away, jobs being lost. I think a lot's getting exposed. But what has to happen is we know, yes, we need actual change. Exactly, man. Like we can't just like expose it and then okay,
Yeah.
keep on going, keep doing it the same way. Like it needs to be exposed because that's the only way the world can heal. I've been seeing that comment in a lot of different videos I've seen.
Mhm.
The world's healing. The world's healing. The world's healing. That's a beautiful thought. I'd love to think that the world is healing, but you know, in order for healing to happen, we have to create an environment to heal. You
Yep.
know, and we're not gonna heal if we just do the same things over and over.
Yeah. And I think that's also that plays into the idea of like not killing each other over these kind of topics, accepting that other people are gonna have just different beliefs than you, and that
Yeah.
that's a reality that people have to face. And when it's like your deep red state and you've never met a person on the left leaning, you're gonna like not like them and you're gonna have different
Yeah.
opinions. When you're deep blue, you're gonna and you meet someone on the red side, you're not gonna agree with them on most topics, I'm pretty sure. But it's when we can accept that we're both trying to at the very least improve humanity in some way. There's a good base point for that.
And that's what's interesting too, is like I've met a lot of people like in church who I don't agree with or like, you know, a lot of people who I have trouble just liking, you know. I think even when we read the scripture, when we see like nothing concealed that will not be known, or for there's nothing hidden that will not be disclosed. That's different levels for everybody.
Mhm.
There's some people who are like, oh, you're gonna find out I used to steal candy.
Yeah.
Now for some people it's like, oh, you're gonna find out I've been getting America sick.
Yeah.
I've been poisoning the water. Like,
Yeah.
there's different levels for everybody.
Yeah.
So the scripture's gonna hit everybody different, but it's still gonna hit everybody.
It also is also like one of the things that reminds me just to not be a hypocrite. You know what I mean? Like not point out someone else's flaws when I got flaws myself. That's also I just love that about the Bible. Like there's so many things that like call you out yourself before you start calling other people out.
Yeah.
That is like, yeah.
And the part of living in the light is confession. And confession is like it's a key aspect to understanding like living in the light. Like you have to confess. You have to be open about your life. You have to be in a place where you can openly speak about your faults in order to denounce them. Because if you can't speak about your faults, then you get stuck in a place where you're gonna act like you don't have them. The self-righteousness sets in, and you'll read that scripture and be like, oh well, I'm living in the light, and it's like, are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that? And that's a scary. I think that's a scarier place to be than living in the darkness. Honestly, thinking you're in the light, believing you're in the light, but honestly you're in the dark.
Mhm.
That's a much scarier place to be. You know, so I encourage you all to get open, get open today. I was getting open last week. Somebody actually had to get open at work. Somebody was they recognized me from singing at church.
That's cool.
I didn't recognize them at all. I was like, oh my gosh, like, and so I had to explain to them, like, just, you know, I've taken a step back from being a part of a church, and it's a difficult thing because I love church. I'm a worship leader. I love serving. I love doing all that. But I think one of the most challenging things is the fact that I've gone through things within being a part of organizations. And I've gone through things where I've been, I feel like scarred, you know? And so I'm dealing with my trauma. And so I had to share that with him because he approached me in a way where I felt comfortable telling him everything, you know? So it's an important thing to at least learn how to be open about your faults, you know? It's going to help you live in the light. It's going to bring that healing that you need so that you can heal with the world, you know?
Yeah, I think we can wrap it up there if you want.
Yeah, how much time do we have?
We're an hour right now. It just is overeating, that's why.
Okay. Well, we're coming to a close, but I just want to give a thank you to our homie G, who gave us that beautiful place to shoot in for the second episode of season 2.
Yeah.
We thank you for being our newest Patreon subscriber. Please, if you're out there following, join us on Patreon. You can even join a free membership, or you could be like the homie G and throw some money our way so we can increase this production quality, you know, do everything we need to do. Shout out to our 62 YouTube subscribers. Shout out to our 132 Instagram followers, and shout out to our 9 followers on TikTok. We're back. So we'll be putting stuff on TikTok again. And Red Note, I'm still looking into Red Note, and I think I'm liking Red Note the more I
Cool.
look into it.
That's cool.
So a Red Note on Common Sense would be fine.
Cool. Alrighty, guys.
Thank you for joining us. That's the episode. Clap it up.
Yeah.